Navigating life insurance as a transgender individual. This presentation is dedicated to the memory of Neil Arnold, one of my dear friends whom I recently lost. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to Neil for his constant encouragement and assistance in creating this presentation. His support meant the world to me, and I will always cherish the memories we shared. What is transgender? Those whose gender identity doesn't match the sex that they were assigned at birth, sometimes shortened to trans, as in trans man or trans woman. Being transgender is not a choice that a person makes to change their gender. It's a decision to live their life as they truly are. Transgenders and life insurance. Those who are transgender are more likely than the general population to have a low household income. How transgender community can overcome systemic money challenges. Even today, transgenders are yet to enter mainstream employment. When most things are being restructured and recast to even out the divide, there is a renewed emphasis from the government to extend all the benefits of the society to those who have been left out for ages. One such is insurance, which has been largely out of bounds for the third gender. The industry as a whole is evolving with regard to providing life insurance for transgender individuals. So, can you get life insurance if you're a transgender? Yes, most definitely. Choosing a gender on your life insurance application. As a transgender person, you will naturally want to select the gender you identify as, not the gender you are assigned at birth. Don't let your gender identity stop you from applying for life insurance. When it comes to applying for life insurance, there is no discrimination against transgender people. But you could be asked to include a modified birth certificate, a note from your therapist, or your surgery records. If you have transitioned or are in the process of transitioning, the following factors will be evaluated by the insurance company. The stage of your transition. It may be possible to find life insurance while you are transitioning, but it is generally better to wait until your surgery is complete. Whether or not any drug therapies are used or that you will continue to use are experimental and therefore may have unforeseen side effects. If your surgery or drug therapies resulted in health issues that are likely to continue. In reviewing your medical records, an insurance underwriter may learn about any gender-affirming surgeries or hormone treatments you have had. The insurance rates calculated and requirements needed during the underwriting process could be affected based on data life insurance companies have about the impact of these hormone therapies and surgeries on life expectancy. But it is unique for every individual. Being transgender does not necessarily lead to higher premiums. But if you have health issues which could be potentially life-shortening, that can impact pricing and you may need to pay a higher rate or purchase a smaller policy so that you can afford it. You may be considered to be within the preferred or low risk class of applicants if you're a healthy, non-smoking transgender person. Gender-affirming life insurance underwriting. Gender is one of the important deciding factors for life insurance companies to decide what your premium will be. For cisgender applicants, all else being equal, data indicates that women live longer than men on average. Insurers use this correlation between assigned sex at birth and life expectancy as part of their formula to set policy rates. Life insurance underwriting takes numerous factors into account. So a single factor, whether it's gender, hormone therapy, or surgical history, may not end up playing a starring role in your premiums. That's because so many factors are at play when life insurers consider what your premium should be. Life insurance premiums are based on many factors besides gender. You will see that each of these factors can affect how long someone might live. All of these factors, except the last one of course, influence the age at which someone is likely to pass away based on actuarial tables, which gives us the relationship between age and probability of death. This decides how high or how low the premiums will be. Transgender medical underwriting. Transgender people who want to declare their desired sex will no longer have to go through a medical examination in order to do so. According to the Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Rules 2020, issued by the Union Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, transgender people would be required to fill out a form and submit an affidavit saying they perceive themselves to be a transgender person whose gender does not match with the gender assigned at birth and that they declare themselves to be a transgender. Upcoming gender affirming surgery isn't considered differently than, say, planning a joint replacement or a heart bypass. There are levels of mortality with any kind of surgical procedure that involves general anesthesia. Most common challenges associated with transgender people. Gender dysphoria is a common challenge for transgender and non-binary individuals and is a recognized diagnosis that refers to the strong desire to act or be treated as a different gender from the one assigned at birth. Psychiatric or psychological treatment may be relevant. Depression is one of the most common medical conditions affecting transgender applicants with gender dysphoria. Your premiums will depend on your medical profile, including your mental health history. If you have been diagnosed with depression or anxiety, the underwriter will want to understand the severity of your mental illness and what you are doing to treat it to determine your health classification. Insurance providers take major depressive disorder diagnosis or suicide attempts extremely seriously. Someone with a mild to moderate mental health diagnosis that is well managed may have a better chance at being approved. Transgender people are also more likely to be HIV positive. IRDAI Circular on HIV and AIDS Prevention and Control Act 2017 with effect from 10 September 2018. As per section 3J of the said act, no person shall discriminate against the protected person on any ground, including any of the following, namely the denial of or unfair treatment in the provision of insurance unless supported by actuarial studies. All insurance companies are hereby directed to comply with the aforesaid provisions of the HIV and AIDS Prevention and Control Act 2017 with immediate effect. Best age to get life insurance. While the best age to get life insurance depends on your unique financial circumstances, it's usually best to buy insurance as early as possible. As quoted by Ken Hubbard, fun is like life insurance. The older you get, the more it costs. As you get older, purchasing life insurance becomes more expensive. What the future holds for transgender population. Transgender pregnancy. A transgender couple from Kerala's Kozhikode, Zia and Zahad, the couple was blessed with a baby on February 8th. Transgender pregnancy is the gestation of one or more embryos or fetuses by transgender people. Prepare yourself financially well in advance in anticipation of laws as and when they change to cover costs of childbirth, parenting, child's education, and child's marriage. Parenting is a personal choice. If one chooses not to have children in the future, the same fund created for the child can be used for one's retirement. It's possible to be optimistic and look on the bright side even when no one else is. Before I conclude, discrimination, stigma, poverty, and violence have a profound impact on the physical, mental, and behavioral health of transgender adults. These factors also contribute to disparities in accessing proper financial planning, including life and health insurance, as well as adequate retirement planning. To enhance the well-being and experiences of transgender individuals, it is crucial to implement robust non-discrimination laws and inclusive policies that are affirming and culturally competent within the realm of financial planning. As quoted by Juno Dawson, remember this: whoever however you are equally valid, equally justified, and equally beautiful. May the force of equality and the greatest financial miracle be with you. Please do watch my presentation, Life Insurance, the Greatest Financial Miracle, for a better understanding of life insurance, irrespective of sexual orientation or gender identity, the link to which I provided in the description. Please go through the description for the sources for this presentation. I've shared the link to my next presentation, Aging Gracefully, Retirement Planning for lgbtqia+ community, at the end of this presentation. And do not forget to check out the playlists for more presentations. If there is something to gain and nothing to lose by asking, by all means ask. Thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. I sincerely appreciate it. Namaste.